All right. So a man goes to the doctor for his incontinence. He says, Doc, I got a problem. I keep peeing in bed in the middle of the night. Doc says, why? What's the problem? And the man says, well, in the middle of the night, right around midnight, this little elf appears. He climbs in my bed. He goes up to my ear and he asks, did you pee yet? And I say no. And then he asks me, well, what are you waiting for? And that's when I pee. And the doctor says, that's really easy. Tonight, don't do anything differently. Just go to bed. When the elf shows up and asks if you've peed yet, just say yes. The problem will be solved. So the guy goes home. He gets into bed, and right on schedule at around midnight, the elf shows up. He climbs on the bed and whispers in the man's ear, did you pee yet? The man says, yes. The elf said, did you poop? The man goes, no. And the elf goes, well, what are you waiting for?
No.
That was really for you, Catboy, more than...
oh, man.
So 3 old spinsters die, and they go to heaven at the pearly gates. They're met by St. Peter, and he says, ladies, you all led such wonderful lives. I'm going to grant you 6 months to go back to Earth and be anybody you want to be. Well, the first spinster says, I want to be Sophia Loren. With a bang, she's gone. The second one says, I want to be Madonna. And she also disappears immediately. And the third says, I want to be Sarah Pippolini. And St. Peter looks perplexed and he says, who? And she says, Sarah Pippolini. And St. Peter shakes his head and says, I'm sorry, but the name just does not ring a bell. And the old woman takes out a newspaper out of her purse and hands it to St. Peter. And he reads the paper and he starts laughing. He hands it back to her and he says, no, my dear woman. The paper says it was the Sahara pipeline that was laid by 1,400 men in 6 months.
That's a good one.
This old woman's riding in an elevator in a really lavish New York City building. When a young, beautiful woman gets in the elevator, smelling of expensive perfume, she turns to the old woman and says arrogantly, Romance by Ralph Lauren, $150 an ounce. Then another young, beautiful woman gets on the elevator, also really arrogantly turns to this old woman and says, Chanel number 5, $200 an ounce. About 3 floors later, the old woman reached her destination. She's about to get off the elevator, but before she leaves, she looks at both the beautiful women in the eye, bends over, and lets a big fart and says, broccoli, 49 cents a pound.
And they followed her into the bathroom, and she said, asparagus, $129 a pound.
I wish it were. So this guy, old guy, he wobbles into an ice cream shop. He's got a hard time walking. He's hunched all over. He goes up to the counter and he says, banana split, please. And the lady at the counter says, crushed nuts. And he goes, nope, arthritis.
Good Lord.
Yeah, these 3 older men, they're discussing the travails of getting older. And one says, sometimes I catch myself with a jar of mayonnaise in my hand in front of the fridge. I can't even remember if I need to put it away or start making a sandwich. Second old man says, yeah, sometimes I find myself on the landing of the stairs. Can't remember if I'm on my way up or my way down. Third one says, I'm glad I ain't got that problem, knock on wood. Wrapped knuckles on the table and said, oh, wait, that must be the door. I'll go get it. As a senior citizen was driving down the freeway, his car phone rang. Answering, he heard his wife's voice urgently warning him, Herman, I just heard on the news there's a car going the wrong way on 280. Please be careful. Herman goes, oh, shit. It's not one car. It's hundreds of them. Goodbye, Herman, right?
Yeah, no Herman.
Yeah, my memory's gone, so I changed my password to incorrect. And that way, when I log in with the wrong password, the computer says, hey, your password is incorrect. And then I know what it is.
Yay.
Smart ass. That would be an interesting way to for security.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll work after I told this joke here, so don't be doing that, boys and girls. After much nagging from his wife, Sam was visiting the audiologist. Yes, he would need hearing aids, and they ranged in price from $10 to $2,000 is what they told him. Well, I'll try the $10 pair, Sam said, and the nurse put the aids in his ears and hung a wire around his neck. Does this wire really got to be around my neck? Asked Sam. Well, of course, said the nurse. You think these things that do anything in your ears? It's that wire around your neck. It makes people yell at you. That's about the truth about hearing aids, too, because my sister had them as a kid. All right, so the neighbors, they thought it was really odd, but 93-year-old Morton was dating again. One Monday morning, Morton woke up with a funny feeling that something important happened the night before, and it was during breakfast Morton finally remembered what it was. He had proposed to his date, Greta, that night before, but what her answer was he couldn't even remember. So Morton picked up the phone and dialed, and he said, "Hey, Greta, I got a funny question for you. Do you remember last night when I proposed?" And Greta goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. I knew I said yes to somebody. I just couldn't remember who it was."
Yes to something to somebody.
So Barry and Hannah, this old married couple, they're sitting on the couch watching TV. On the show, they're speaking about how to prepare in case of death. "Honey," says Barry, turning to his wife with a real serious look, "I want you to promise me, if there ever comes a time I'm dependent on just machines and bottled fluid, you'll make sure to put an end to it." "Oh, no problem, hon," says Hannah. And she promptly got up, turned off the TV, and poured his beer down the drain. So Sam, this is for you, Samuel. Sam goes to the doctor for his yearly checkup. "Everything's fine," says the doctor. "You're doing okay for your age." "For my age?" questions Sam. "I'm only 75. You think I'll make it to 80? "Well," says the doctor, "do you drink? Do you smoke?" Sam goes, "Nope." "Well, do you eat fat meats and sweets and stuff?" And Sam goes, "Nope, I'm real careful about what I eat." "Well, how about your activities? Do you engage in thrilling behaviors like skiing, speeding, any of that?" "Hell no," said Sam, taken aback. "I'd never engage in dangerous activities." "Well," said the doctor, "why the hell would you want to live to be 80? So go out and have a good time, boys and girls. So Grandma Sally, her first great-grandchild was born, and after a few weeks when the parents needed a break, Great-Grandma Sally was given the job of watching her. "Oh, let me see the little cutie," begs her friend Gertie. "Not yet," says Sally. When she again refuses, 5 minutes later, Gertie's had enough, and Gertie's like, "What are you waiting for?" And Grandma Sally says, "Well, I'm waiting for her to cry." "Why are you waiting for her to cry?" asks Gertie. "Well, because I forgot where the hell I put her."
Dial my phone.
I hope your mother is better than that. I hope your mother's better than that. All right, so, "Hey, Jim," called Harry. "Check out my new hearing aids. They work so well I can hear a pin drop." "Oh, really?" asked Jim. "That's unbelievable. I'm actually on the market for hearing aids. What type is it?" "Oh, it's 4 o'clock, says Harry. This lady, she saw this old, happy man sitting on his porch. "Excuse me," she said. "I just couldn't help noticing how happy you look. Tell me, what is the secret to your long, happy life?" "Well," the man said, "I eat fat foods, never exercise, I smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day, and I drink about a case of whiskey a week."
Nice.
"Wow," the woman said. "And how old are you?" 28, he said.
Oh, gosh.
Few old couples get used to get together. They used to get together and talk about life and have a good time together. And one day, one of the men, Harry, he started talking about this fantastic restaurant he went to the other night with his wife. "Oh, yeah?" says one of the men. "What's it called?" And after thinking, who's playing music?
Sorry, that was me. It's off.
Oh, really? One of the men said, what's it called? And after thinking a few seconds, Harry goes, oh, what's those good smelling flowers called again? Oh, you mean roses? The first man. And the guy says, oh, yeah, hey, Rose, what was the name of that restaurant we went to the other night? Two old ladies, they're discussing their husbands over tea. I wish my Robert would stop biting his nails. It gets me so upset. Oh, my Calvin used to do the same thing, the other woman said, but I broke him of that habit. Well, how'd you do that? The first woman asked. I hit his teeth. Can't do that no more. Got a couple religious ones for you. Sister Mary, she was really religious. And besides for her duties as a nun, she was also really active in various hospitals, visiting sick patients, taking care of all their needs. So it was no surprise that one day when she ran out of gas, the only container she could find was put gas into a bedpan. So Sister Mary happily walked 2 blocks to the closest gas station, filled up the bedpan with gas, headed back to her car. And luck would have it that as Sister Mary started tipping the gas into the fuel tank, the traffic light turned red, and she had quite a large audience watching this whole spectacle of pouring it out of that thing. And just when she finished pouring in the last drops of gas, this guy opened his window and yelled out, I swear, if that car starts, I'm becoming a religious man.
Okay.
For gasoline.
Little Bobby went with his mommy to church every Sunday, and one morning in the middle of the service, Bobby complained he was feeling a bit queasy and he was afraid he's going to puke. Oh, no problem, honey, his mom said. Just go over to the bathroom on the other side of the church and take care of it there. Well, 30 seconds later, Bobby came back. Did you go to the bathroom, his mom said. Nope, didn't have to, Bobby said. Right outside the door is this big box with a sign next to it that said for the sick, so I did it right in there.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, Harry, he walked over to the priest after services. He said, you know, Father, I'm really stuck in a quandary. I'd like to attend church next week, but I just can't miss this big game next Sunday. It's just out of the question. Oh, Harry, says the priest, putting his arm around Harry. Don't you know that's what recorders are for? And Harry's face lit up and he says, oh, you mean I can record your sermon? I was a little surprised when my son suddenly announced one day after church, I'm thinking of being a minister when I grow up. Well, why is that, I asked. Well, why? I figured I got to go to church on Sunday anyway. I think it'd be a lot more fun to stand up and yell and sit here and listen all the time. Yeah, a friend of mine was in front of me coming out of church one day, and the vicar was standing at the door, as always, to shake hands with the worshipers. And he grabbed my friend by the hand and pulled him aside, and the vicar says, need to join the army of the Lord. My friend replied back to him, I'm already in the army of the Lord, Father. And the vicar said, well, then how come I only see you at Christmas and Easter? And my friend said, I'm in the Secret Service. Yeah, while he was visiting, my dad asked for the password to the Wi-Fi. And I said, it's taped up underneath that modem, Dad. So after 3 failed attempts, he yells, am I spelling this right? TAPEDUNDERTHEMODEM? What's a hipster? Asked my 4-year-old cousin. Well, someone who'll wear something just to look different, I said. They buy clothes in thrift shops and they wear thick glasses. Oh, is Grandpa a hipster, he asked?
Yes.
All right, we got a lot more people to go yet, so should I stop? I only have a few more.
Okay, yeah. I think now's a good time.
All right, if you need
Yay, give it up for Wynott, everyone.
Great. Wynott.